Hi guys, welcome back to Jungle Flowers Canada. My name is Grania and thanks for joining me. Oops, my light is spinning. Guys, my husband bought me this hammock swing for my greenhouse. Sorry, I just might go back and fall back and go sleep. He bought me this swing for my greenhouse for Valentine's Day. And it is absolutely heaven. I usually put this pillow actually behind my head and I make a cup of tea. And I sit out here and I go on my phone. I need to push down a little bit more. And oh Lord, guys, can you feel how relaxing it is? So I'm in my greenhouse. Guys, I have been putting off doing this video because it's filthy. Hi Penny. So guys, I need to sort something out. Most of the pots in here are these little nursery pots. And I keep knocking them over because the space, oh, Leroy and Penny are here. What happened? What happened, baby? Did you get a fright? Oh, yes, you did. Okay, so there's soil all over the floor. And also, guys, I am at the end of my tether with thrips. Today, I'm going to clean my greenhouse and I'm going to literally check every plant. I don't know if it's just me, but once you get thrips, it seems like it's practically impossible to get rid of them. I have treated these plants so many times. Now, I did have, like, not a huge infestation, but I did have quite a few on my, what was it called? Not aglaomina. Homalomina, is that what it's called? Homalomina, I think it's called Homalomina. I had it here. Oh guys, it's so hot in here. I need to open the window. And I had quite a few on it and I actually just threw it out because I just thought, okay, you know what, they seem to love that plant. I threw it out and I treated everything. And now I have been seeing an odd one here and there. So I actually check the plants in here like a couple of times a week. There seem to be plants that thrips like more than others. They will attack any plant, don't get me wrong, but I've noticed that they seem to like syngoniums. So I usually, every day nearly, I will check my syngoniums and just to see if there's anything on them. And oh, I'm getting a new leaf on this syngonium, guys. It's getting a new leaf. Didn't even notice that. But there's nothing on here now. But I usually check my syngoniums, and they also like Monstera deliciosa. So I check I have 2 Monstera deliciosa in here at the moment. And but I check all the leaves at some point throughout the week. I found one on my burl marks, and I also found one on my Monstera adansonii and on one of my other syngoniums that I have hanging on my living wall. So I was so disheartened. So I took everything that was in those sections and I treated it with neem oil and castile soap with tea tree oil. And I isolated the ones that had the thrips. And like when I say, I found like 1 on some of them, 2 on the other. But I also I'm doing a little experiment. So I found a thrip on this syngonium. It's just a regular cheap syngonium. And I found 1 thrip and I took the thrip off. Well, I killed the thrip with squished it between my fingers. Die. And then I put it into this plastic bag and I'm doing a little experiment to see if it will become infested with thrips. If it's possible that after you kill one, you know, that there was larvae there. Now, I don't know, do they survive in such a humid environment, because it's very humid in here. This had 1 thrip that I could see, which I killed. And now I've put it in here and I'm going to leave it here for a couple of weeks and see if I can see any more thrips. Also, guys, it stinks of neem oil in here. So I'm going to open the window. I have a window here. There's no door to the outside in my greenhouse, and I'm going to move all the plants down to one end. I'm going to vacuum, wash the floors. Oh, I don't know if I have the energy for this, but let's get started. Okay guys, that was torture, absolute torture. I am so hot, it's not funny. So anyway, it's cleaned, it's vacuumed, and now I'm just going to show you some of the plants. I'm videoing away there, and of course the record wasn't on. So this is my alocasia dragon scale. So these 3 leaves are new, but look what's coming in the back there. There's a brand new leaf on its way, and it looks to me like it's going to be bigger. So I am so excited. I absolutely adore this plant. Next up is my philodendron mame. So this was a trade I did, and this was a cutting. And this leaf here is the latest leaf, and it came out a little bit wonky. But I've only had this in this greenhouse for a very short time. I did have it in my IKEA greenhouse. Guys, I'm watering in here nearly every day because it's so hot. That's already dry, I can feel it. Okay, so guys, my philodendron tiger tooth ring of fire. I am super excited about this, and if you can see, there's a new grow point there, and look at the beautiful variegation on that leaf. It really came out in style, didn't it? Now this is my other tiger tooth ring of fire, which is eensy weensy. So I didn't actually know what this was. This was just a stump that I had down in my grow room because I had a lot of stumps that I wasn't sure what they were. I had to wait for them to put out some leaves. Very tiny, but it is putting out a new leaf. And as I say, all things grow in time. And next up is my Epipremnum pinnatum variegata. Now this got thrips, and I was so devastated over it, and I cut all the thrip damage off the leaves. I also had a new growth which I cut off, and I made a cutting of, and now it has put out 2 new leaves. So there is one and there is the other. So I was a little concerned, first of all, because they had 2 little holes in them, and this one had a few more little holes, and I'm like, what's going on? And then I realized this fenestrates. It's actually the beginning of the fenestration. I have a new growth point coming in down here. I hope you can see, guys, because I can't see a thing from here. And then there's another new growth coming on this leaf. So I am, again, another one I'm very excited to see. These are magnificent when they mature. Here I have my black velvet, my alocasia black velvet. Now this had a new baby, which I have in my IKEA greenhouse. It also had a bulb, which I have down under my grow tent, but it did lose one of its leaves, but it seems to be really happy again now. Next up, I finally scored a Cebu Blue. So I got this from Vandermeer Nurseries. It was $29.99. Like when you think about how like this used to be available. Like 3 years ago, you could pick these up just like any other pothos, but they've become so popular that there's such a shortage of them now. But I'm delighted with it because it's got lots of leaves on it, and there's lots of new growth. It's loving my greenhouse. Next up is my, whoops, I'm gonna take it out here and show you. Look at the roots on this. So this is a Syngonium albo. You can see the growth on there, and look, there's a new leaf coming out. This is the old leaf, and time for a repot. That is doing beautifully. Lovely, another lovely new leaf. Next up is my Syngonium Pink Splash, and it's finally getting a new leaf. Now these don't grow as vigorously as the albo. Here's my beautiful batik, but you know what, people talk about the albo and they talk about the pink splash, but look at that. I actually think this is more stunning. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And I have a new leaf coming. The last leaf that came out, it's a little curled. I don't know what happened there, but again, this is like, look at, guys, we're only coming into spring, and the amount of new growth that are on my plants. So guys, I acquired a dragon scale. Look at its newest leaf. I don't know, like, it's not huge, but look at it compared to my hand. So that just came out the other day, and there is another new one coming here. So isn't that just beautiful? So, and like, I haven't had it very long, and I've already got one leaf and another on the way. pitcher plant, my nymphanthus. So I got this in Vandermeer Nurseries, and this is a new pitcher that it's just put out. And there's some new baby pitchers coming here, and I think the pitcher attached to this might have perished. I don't know what happened to it, but there's lots of new babies coming. So guys, here is my Brandtyanum, and I have no idea what's going on with this little baby. So you can see the leaves are really tiny and they're coming out all sorts of weird. So I had it in my IKEA greenhouse, so I've brought it out here now, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a little moss pole for it. I'm going to put it on a moss pole because the leaves are all coming out sort of weird. They're not coming out properly, and like I'm getting new leaves on it, because when I got it, it was just this one leaf, but everything that's come out since has come out kind of weird. I'm wondering, are there different forms of Brandtyanum? Is there a small leaf and a large leaf? Because I imagine that this should be much bigger. So if you know, guys, let me know. This is my pink princess, my philodendron pink princess. So the story of this baby, I bought this in 2000 and possibly 18 or 19, whenever Valley View had them for $10. And my daughter's kittens pulled it out of the pot like time and time again. Now, typical pink princess, very contrary. If you look at the back of the leaf, it looks like you're going to get some really beautiful variegation, but only a tiny piece of it peeks through. So the last leaf, second last leaf had a tiny bit of pink, and the last leaf had no pink at all. Can you see it? So I'm not going to say again what I think about this plant. But anyway, there is mine, and it's starting to grow. I made this little, it's actually so dry, little moss pole out of my stuff that I got from Dollarama. But I will make a proper moss pole for it, and I probably have to transplant it. It is a vigorous grower, guys. I can see another new leaf coming already. It's putting out like a leaf a week at least, I would say. So here is the burl marks that I saw the thrips on. So let me just take a quick look again. Maybe because I check them so often, I find them quick enough. But still, you don't want to be finding thrips. They're just a pain in the butt. Okay, so no thrips on it for the moment. So that I bought that as a cutting off of a lady. I think it was $15 I paid for the cutting. Here is my Birkin, which we all know I love. This is the one that has my variegated leaf on it. And look at these lovely white leaves. Now I'm hoping they're going to get bigger now that it should get very bright in here over the summer, because the leaves are still quite small. These are the original leaves that it came with from Thailand, and you can see how much bigger they are. And this is my Monstera Deliciosa Sport, so you can see the variegation on this leaf. I'm hoping that I will get some more variegation on it, and it isn't just the one leaf, but we will just have to wait and see. This is my begonia, I think Sophie it's called. And it's loving life in here. It's doing really well. Look at the amount of growth on it. Here I have a lot of Calistophylla cuttings. So I'm hoping that that will grow into a beautiful big plant. They're all very healthy, nice and firm. I love this, guys. This is so cute. So guys, this is my Peperomia prostrata. Look at the way it's growing. I had this in my bedroom for about 2 years, and it was like, I got length on it, but there wasn't enough light in my bedroom, so I put it out here. So I just broke, it was just a flower off it. But look at how much it has grown, but I just think, oh, I just disturbed it. So these are so cute, and I'm hoping that they're going to grow up the wall. I have 3 Monstera dubia. This is one of them. I have 3 of them in here, and I have 5 altogether. Oh my gosh. Do you think I have a bit of a problem? Okay, and then I have this Aglaonema, which I bought in Lowe's, I think, for like $12 or something like that. So I just thought it added a nice bit of colour. And then this is a Hoya Sunrise. This is one of the cuttings I brought from Thailand. I have a number of these. This is my Hoya Sarawak. So can you see there's 2 new leaves here? There were actually new leaves coming out of all these points here, but unfortunately Kieran was hanging my staghorn fern, and something fell and knocked it over and knocked off some of the leaves, which is a bit of a shame, But you know what? These things happen. There should be some more. I'd say it'll put out some more leaves. Oh, I think there might have been one knocked off there as well, but it should start putting out some more leaves hopefully soon. Guys, the name of this is escaping me. Is it the crystallinum? For the life of me, I can't think of the name of this one. So this was a new leaf that it put out. This leaf was damaged when I got it. So anyway, this is hopefully going to get bigger. It's very beautiful. And then here is, if you recall, this is my homemade trellis. Here I have my philodendron micans. So you can see I'm training it to go up. The leaves are quite small. I'm hoping they will get larger. These were cuttings, guys, that I took, and it is actually doing very well.
guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget to ask below. And if you watched the video till the end, guys, please put the green heart in the comments. If you're not already subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you could. And thank you so much for joining me.